For Rivals.com, I'm national recruiting analyst John Garcia Jr. here with UCF Knights head coach Gus Malzahn on our National Signing Day show. Gus, obviously, it's a new era of college football recruiting. You've got high school, you've got the portal. It all culminates at the same time. Let's start with the latter. You bring in another grad transfer type quarterback in KJ Jefferson. What went into that evaluation, and what can KJ bring to your program?
Yeah, I recruited KJ back in high school. Same year I got Bo Nix to come to Auburn, so we knew each other. John Rice Plumlee was a senior, going to go to the next level. So we were looking for a transfer quarterback. And when he went in the portal, obviously that was the first guy that we went after, and really feel like his skill set fits our offensive philosophy perfect. And so we were very excited to get him on board with us.
Yeah, obviously a guy that brings so much experience to the table on top of it. How much has the game become, hey, if we're losing a quarterback, we've got to look at the portal almost as the primary option as opposed to looking at some young guys and saying, hey, now it's your turn to lead the team.
Yeah, I think if you get a chance to get a special talent like KJ, that really went into it. We thought we had some solid quarterbacks that were ready to take the next step, but when he came available in the portal, that's when everything really changed for us. And the fact that we knew each other before, he feels like this offense fits his skill set, which it really does. And so that really helped, with the process.
And then, of course, from the high school ranks, you bring in multiple prep quarterbacks, E.J. Colson and Riley Trujillo, an in-stater from the Jacksonville area. How do those guys maybe compare to each other, and how can they learn from KJ ultimately this fall?
Yeah, they're both dual threat guys that fit what we like to do. EJ's a guy that reclassified just like a month before signing day, and he's got a little Nick Marshall in him that played for me back in the day. So we're really excited about him. Riley is a big athletic guy too, and you just said it. I mean, they're going to have a chance to learn under KJ, and he'll be a future professional. So there's nothing better than learning from a guy like him.
Expanding off of the QB position here for a second, I thought it was interesting in the Big 12, obviously first year on the field there. I wondered, hey, is UCF going to go more national, or do they stick to that bread and butter of the state of Florida and then the border state of Georgia? It looked like it was the latter for this class of 2024. Was that the plan, or did the chips just fall that way?
No, I mean, we're right in the middle of the state, and it's one of the better states to recruit from in the country here in Florida. And then, of course, our connections in Georgia, South Georgia, all the way up to Atlanta, which we did very good in the Atlanta area too. That's where it starts for us. I mean, now, we'll go into Alabama some, and then we'll go to other states if we have, any kind of connections or previous relationships. But our bread and butter is right here at home, and there's great players in this state.
Yeah, I want to single out a couple of Floridians. One in the portal, Antoine Jackson, a guy who was another reclass, went to ECU early as a defensive back and made a huge impact. What went into that recruitment, and how does he help the Knights immediately maybe?
Yeah, we recruited him, before he reclassified, so we knew a lot about him. And when he went in the portal, it was really a natural fit for us. We think the sky's the limit. He's got an unbelievable skill set, and to get him back in the state, was really big for us.
And then from the high school ranks, the highest rated recruit, at least on Rivals.com for this 24 cycle, is Bridell Richardson, the wide receiver from the Tampa area, a guy who had a ton of offers for many years. I thought that was a really big win for the Knights program. What does his skill set bring?
Yeah, he was one of my main focuses, from a head coach's standpoint, not just a receiver, but he's a phenomenal player, phenomenal person. He played in Cam Newton's 7-on-7 team for a few years. We knew him very well. He's a guy that we really expect to come in next year and be on the field and help us win. He's got everything it takes to be a big time player, I feel like.
When you look forward to the class of 25 and certainly the portal era opening up a little bit more, I think later in the spring, how do you balance it going forward? It looked like it was almost 50-50 for this cycle. Is that the blueprint, or is it really year to year based on your needs and what's out there?
Yeah. Our blueprint is to start with the high schools and to really build our foundation, in this state, and Georgia all the way up to Atlanta. And, we've done every year, it's been more and more popular to stay home. And we're real close to kicking the door down to taking that next step in recruiting. And So that's where it starts. The portal, we'll use the portal if we have immediate needs. And, now, especially if the portal window comes open again in spring, I mean, you've got to be ready to adjust. But we're committed to building it the right way, in my opinion, through the high school, specifically here in this state.
Gus, got to spin it forward to 2024 on the field. Spring practice is weeks away for most programs. How do you transition year 2 in the Big 12? It's now the Power 4. So many different elements to college football. Where are you at right now with this program?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Everything's changed in the last probably 12 months, and you just got to adjust. The Big 12, a lot of people thought that, when we went into it, it's going to be a 7-on-7 league, throw it all around. It was just the opposite. I mean, it was a hit you in the mouth, pound you type league. And so it was really a learning lesson for us. I know we'll be better for it the second year. We're real excited the way that, we've recruited and filled our roster, just like we talked about. And we've got a really good schedule. We stay in state 8 games. Last year we had 6 real road games, which I think we traveled more than any team in college football. So we're really happy with the schedule this year and looking forward to it.
Likewise, Coach. We're looking forward to it as well. That's Gus Malzahn, head coach of the UCF Knights. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.